Hello, welcome back to my channel and a special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen and this is Jen Clayton Beauty. We do everything beauty and makeup, and that includes testing new makeup. Now, before we jump into today's video, I have some unfortunate news. I actually filmed another testing new makeup using a lot of the products that came in my subscription boxes in May, and unfortunately, I've never done this in all of my years on YouTube. I deleted the video and I was not able to recover it. And I'm not going to refilm it. I already tested everything out. It wouldn't be a true first impression. I'd have to pull everything back out again, so that I missed a testing new makeup with you, but I'm going to make that up to you today because I have a huge testing new makeup video. We're going to be testing out 9 new to me makeup products. I've never tried any of these. We have almost a full face of new makeup. So despite the little faux pas of the other video, this one's going to be huge. So if you're excited, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, turn your bell on because I upload lots and lots of new videos every single week. Down in the description box, I will link all of the new makeup that we're testing today. Any discounts, the most affordable price, I'll put it all in the description box for you, as well as my favorite beauty boxes. All of the other makeup that I'll be wearing in today's video, discounts to my favorite indie brands, and come follow me on TikTok for more beauty and makeup. So let me show you the 9 products that we're going to be testing out today, and then I'll zoom you in and we'll get started with this huge testing new makeup. So like I said, we almost have a full face of makeup. I've done my skincare, I primed my skin for makeup, and the first item we're going to try is this one. Now, I saw this on TikTok. This is the Wet n Wild Glow in Love. And what this is it is a glowy base. So you could use this as liquid highlight. You can apply this to the skin on no makeup days, or you can mix this in with your foundation for a glowy look. I have heard amazing things about this. So I'm actually going to mix this in with my foundation. And I have a new foundation to try. So a couple times a year, Tarte puts together these boxes and you can purchase them for about $60 and you get to select 6 items. So I went ahead and put myself together a little Tarte box, and we're going to be testing out those products in the box. So first is the foundation. This is the Shape Tape Cloud Coverage Broad Spectrum SPF Sunscreen Foundation. So we're actually going to mix these two together and test them out. There are a couple of Tarte foundations that I really have enjoyed, so I'm excited to try this. I've never ever tried this particular Tarte foundation. And as part of that box, I was able to select a brush, and I grabbed this kabuki style brush. We'll use this to blend out our foundation. And then in my Ice Cream Beauty box, I received this tint, this cheek or lip tint. It is such a beautiful color, and we're gonna use this as a cream blush today. You could also use this on your lips. And then for blush, we're going to use the One Size from Patrick Starrr Cheek Clapper that I received in my Ipsy box. Now this also has a cream blush, but I want to try out this one. So we're just going to use the powder blush and the luminous powder blush that's in this little cheek clapper. We're also going to test out this loose highlighter that I received in my Ice Cream Beauty box. This swatched absolutely beautiful. I do have an unboxing video of Ice Cream Beauty and my Ipsy box, so definitely check those out if you want to see these products a little bit more up close, get a little bit more thorough review. And then from my Tarte box, I did choose the eyeshadow palette, the little 6-pan mini Man Eater palette. So we're going to test that, as well as the Tarte Man Eater mascara. Now I've used a few Tarte mascaras, the Lights Camera Lashes. I really like that one. I've never tried the Man Eater mascara, but I've heard really good things about it. And then we'll finish out with a Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip. That Tarte box, if you see it advertised on Instagram or Facebook, it's a really good deal. You get to select your products from a list of Tarte products, and you actually get to customize the entire box, and it's an amazing deal. So I'm excited to try out a lot of the products that I chose. I also got a blush, a powder blush, and a makeup bag. We're not trying the powder blush because I want to try out this One Size, and obviously we're not going to test the makeup bag, but it is a really good deal. I don't know that it's still available, but if it is, I'll link it along with all of the makeup. So let's zoom in and get started. So first we're going to test out the Tarte Glow in Love. I'm actually really excited about this product. You know, I love a good glowy base. So I'm going to just apply this to my skin. kind of rub that in to get a good glowy base before we go in with foundation. Actually really pretty. It gave a beautiful glow to my skin. It kind of reminds me of the Drunk Elephant glow drops, but this is like $6 or $7. That's beautiful. That would be stunning on a no makeup day. For the Tarte foundation, I picked the shade Medium Neutral, which is 35N. It does have a little pump top to it. Looks like a perfect shade. So I'm going to dab that on and then we will blend it out with that Tarte brush. Again, using that Tarte brush to blend it out. I always use a brush first, and you want to tap the foundation and don't swipe. Tap it in, and then I always blend it out with a beauty sponge, and that will help get rid of any brush strokes. I really like this foundation shade. This is going on really nicely. There's quite a bit of coverage. I would say it's definitely a medium to full coverage foundation. I like this brush. It is soft enough that it just bounces the foundation into the skin. And then I'm just going to tap that in with my beauty sponge. Again, that gets rid of any brush strokes, picks up any excess product, and you end up having this beautiful, flawless base. This looks really nice. The coverage of this is so good. It just sunk right into the skin. I'm really liking this foundation. Let me go ahead and do some concealer, set my under eye, and we will test out that cream blush. As always, I will make sure that my concealer, my powder, everything else I'm applying off camera is linked down below for you. But now let's test out this cream blush, or this blush tint. It is the Tulip tint in the shade Crispa Coral. So I'm going to dab a couple of dots. I don't know how pigmented this is. Like I said, this is a product that came in my Ice Cream Beauty subscription box. Again, you can use this on your lips, on your cheeks. And then with my Kabuki brush, I'm going to just tap that into the skin. Ooh, that's actually really, really beautiful. It is not as pigmented as I was originally thinking right out of the gate when I tapped that on my skin and saw it in the tube, but that's really pretty. It's definitely a little bit more of a natural flush of color. Let me add a little bit more and see if we can build it up. I want to still be able to see it once I set my face with powder. Tapping that in. Yes, it is definitely buildable. I am able to build up the opacity. I really like that. It looks very nice. It blended into the skin beautifully, and it is that soft flush of color. Now, if you're someone that doesn't want to layer a powder blush on top, just make sure that you're light-handed in setting that, or don't set your cream blush at all. But that looks really nice. I'm going to go ahead and do some cream bronzer and set my entire face, and then we'll test out the Patrick Star Cheek Clapper. So I went ahead and set my face, did my powder bronzer, and we get to try out the Patrick Star Cheek Clapper in Attention Seeker. This is a cream blush, and like I said, we're not using that since we used the other cream blush. And then we have our regular blush and a little bit more of a glowy blush. This is the matte blush, and then we have a glowy blush. You could also use that as a highlight if you wanted to go a little bit more natural looking. But like I said, I do want to test out this liquid highlight. So we're going to go ahead and pick up the matte blush. I really like this pink color. And then we're going to tap that right on top of our cream blush, which is going to give it a really nice base. Ooh, I do really like this pink color. This is perfect for summer. The blush is applying really nicely. It's layering beautiful over the cream blush. It is very pigmented, very beautiful. Again, just sunk into the skin. And then I am going to grab a little bit of the glowy blush and use it more as a blush topper. Whoo, that is pretty. That just adds just a tiny, teeny bit of glow right over the top. Love this. This can be used as an eyeshadow or a highlight. Now, when I unboxed this, the first thing I said when I swatched it is it will be a beautiful highlight. It is a duochrome, so it does have a pink to silver kind of purple shift to it. So I'm going to pick up a little on my highlight brush and then just blend and then tap that and layer Whoa. Okay, she is very bold, very pigmented. So I'm just going to buff that into the high point of my cheek. It's very, very pretty. And in fact, it pairs beautifully with this blush shade. Insane that is. That is so beautiful. The great thing about it is it does buff out and blend out really pretty. And you can get a little bit less intense highlight. You can go a little bit more natural if you would like. You can also layer this to get a little bit more bold highlight. And this would be beautiful on the lids as a shimmer shade or kind of a one and done, swipe it on the lids. But it is, like I kind of expected it, I suspected it would be a beautiful highlight. And it definitely is. Let me go ahead and set my face with setting spray. I always do a mid set once I've done my foundation, once I've done my base, my Complexion products, and then we'll test out that Tarte Man-Eater eyeshadow palette. And this just melts all of the powder products right into my skin. So as always, I am going to set my eyes with my MAC Paint Pot and Painterly. This is the eyeshadow primer I always use. You can actually see how well loved she is. And I just tap that out just to make sure there's no creasing. So we have the little Tarte Man-Eater 6-pan palette. Now I do have the large Tarte Man-Eater palette that came out a couple of years ago, and I really, really love that palette. So I was excited to see this as an option. It is definitely a neutral palette. We do have a green matte, which we will definitely use. So there's 4 mattes, 2 shimmers. I do really like the pan embossing. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Before we start our eye look, let me swatch the palette. So here's the palette swatched out. So we have kind of a peachy toned matte. We have a very light matte, which for me, I would use as a transition shade or to set my primer. Love the green and that little bit of an orangey red matte. And then here are our 2 shimmers. So one's a little bit more on the gold side and one's a little bit more on the peachy orange side. Now there is not a light shimmer in the palette to use as an inner corner highlight. So I think what we'll do is actually use that loose highlighter. We'll use the same, we'll use our highlight shade as our inner corner. I do want to use all of the shades in the palette. I want to give it a solid try. So I am going to pick up the lightest matte shade, the one that I said basically will just set my eyeshadow primer. You're not even going to see this on my lids, but like I said, it'll be a great transition shade, a great way to set that primer. It did add a little bit of brightness to my eye, and then I'm going to go in with a little bit more peach leaning matte, and I'm going to focus that on my crease and pulling that a little bit above my crease. Again, kind of as a transition shade as well, but this one's just going to add a slight wash of color. I actually kind of like this as a transition shade. It is very light in tone, but it does, like I said, just give you a pop of peach. Now I will say that there is quite a bit of kick up in the pan, and when I'm applying these shadows, they are a little bit dusty, but they're definitely opaque, and I'm definitely getting some color payoff. I'm then going to pick up the little bit deeper matte, and I'm going to focus that just on the tip of my brush, tapping that off, and I'm going to focus that right in the crease. I'm not going to go above the crease at all. If anything, I'm going to pull that just a little bit down onto my lid, and that's going to just deepen up the crease, but you'll still be able to see that pop of that lighter peach shade when my eyes are open. This is really beautiful, and actually applied on top of those other 2 mattes, you can see it's giving it a little bit more of a burgundy vibe, which I actually really like. That's absolutely beautiful, and definitely deepened up the crease exactly as I wanted. And then going back into that little bit more peachy shade in the crease, I'm just going to blend everything together. And then of course, I have to use the deep green matte. I'm actually really excited for this shade. I'm going to use that to pack on my outer corner of my lid just to give me some depth. This green shade, she is beautiful, and it is layering so nicely on 3 other mattes. That's really a true test of a deep matte is it opaque and you can actually see the depth of the matte? Does it add that deepness to the outer corner? And also, does it layer well over all of the other mattes on your lid? And this is doing an amazing job. It's a really pretty nice deep green. And again, picking up that peach shade and just blending out those edges. Another staple product for me is my NYX Glitter Primer. I use this every time I do an eye look, every time I apply a shimmer. In fact, this one is just about gone, and I just tap that on my lids. And I really like it because it brings out the true opacity of the shimmers, keeps them in place, prevents them from creasing. I am 48, so I do have a lot of fine lines and wrinkly lids, and this just really helps keep those shimmers in place and beautiful. Now we're going to test out one shimmer with my finger, one shimmer with a brush. I think I'm first going to pick up the little bit more gold leaning shimmer. It's really, really beautiful. And I'm going to focus that on about the outer 3/4 of my lid. Ooh, yeah, that's really pretty. I remember the shimmers in the large Man-Eater palette being really pretty as well. That's really beautiful, and this is going on like butter. Finger application, 10 out of 10, and then I'm going to pick up the little bit more peach leaning one on a brush, pop that onto my inner portion of my lid, and then I'm also going to kind of pull that over onto that first shimmer shade, and then pull that up into the crease a bit, and that's going to just blend those two together. Actually looks so nice. We're going to use that loose shadow highlighter as our inner corner, so I'm just going to tap that on my inner corner. Isn't that pretty? Like I said, this can be used as an eyeshadow. It can be used as an inner corner highlight, a highlighter. I love it as a highlighter, but I equally love it as my inner corner highlight. I will actually do that a lot. If a palette doesn't have a light shimmer shade, I'll go into some type of highlighter to get that nice bright inner corner. You can also use it as a brow bone highlight. Really, the possibilities are endless. I'm going to go back into that green matte, tapping that off. I'm going to buff that on my lower lash line. Now I did kind of diffuse that out, make that just a bold kind of smoky lower lash line. And then I'm going to take the little gold shimmer in the palette and just kind of buff that on top. And that'll help diffuse out and smoke out the lower lash line. So here is the eye look. Let me go ahead and do some liner, and I'll be back to test the Tarte Man-Eater mascara. So I went ahead and did liner, primed my eyes with the Essence Lash Princess Eye Mascara primer. That's why my lashes are a little bit white. This is amazing. It really adds volume and length to your lashes. You do want to let that dry completely before going in with mascara. So again, we have the Tarte Man-Eater mascara. I just picked it up in black. I think they have the option of brown as well. It is a little bit more of the rubbery wand, but it's a little bit more full of a rubbery wand, which I actually really, really like. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the mascara. Now with mascara, I feel like it needs time to be open and used a couple times before you really get how good the mascara can be, but this is applying really nice. You can see that it went on beautifully over my lash primer. So here's one coat of the mascara. Now I will say that a lot of product doesn't come out at once. So I really had to go in and keep kind of adding mascara. And like I said, that could be because I just opened it up and it needs some time to really get its bearings, and then it may apply a little bit more easily. But I do think it added volume and darkness to my lashes. I am going to go ahead and go in with a second coat, and then I'll show you what 2 coats of the mascara looks like. So here are my lashes with 2 coats of mascara. I feel like the second coat is where the magic happened. That's where it really, really came to life. I do, first impression wise, really like this mascara. You can see how long it got my lashes. They look really, really good. I'm going to let it dry down a little bit, do my brows, and then we will test out our final product, which is the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip. So lastly, we have the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip in the shade Desert Rose, and this is one of their lip creams. This one you actually roll up. Their Juicy Lips, sometimes you push the bottom and the product pops up. This one you actually roll up. So I wipe my lips off. I did have a little bit of the Summer Fridays lip balm on. Wipe that off. Let's test this out. Ooh, it is really creamy. Has a little bit of a coconut smell, which is what a lot of the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lips have. That feels amazing on the lips. The component of this is really nice. It's kind of a metal, and I love the look of this, the feel of this. It feels like a lip balm, like a really creamy lip balm, and you get a lot of color payoff and a lot of opacity. I think the color actually pairs beautifully with my eye look. I've had quite a few of the Tarte Maracuja Juicy products in the past. I've had the plumping, I've had the click up lip gloss, but I really like this lip cream. Again, a nice wash of color, quite a bit of color payoff, and it feels amazing on the lip. So let me go ahead and put my hair into an adequate ponytail. I am headed to the gym after this. And then I'll be back to share my thoughts on this testing new makeup. So here is the final look of this testing new makeup. I really like my look. I'm kind of bummed that I'm just going to the gym and I'm getting sweaty and I'm probably gonna sweat some of it off, but I think the look turned out beautiful. It's very neutral, a little bit more on the somewhat natural side. I mean, I never do just pure natural makeup, but color-wise, I mean, they're earthy, they're natural. Let's go over my thoughts on everything we tested. So first up is the Wet n Wild Glow in Love. This again is a glowy tint. It reminds me, like I said, of the Drunk Elephant glow drops that are like $38, and this one I want to say is $6 or $7. This would be absolutely beautiful all summer long if you don't wear makeup or you don't want to wear foundation, but you still want a beautiful glow to your skin. It is a little bit tinted, so it is going to give you the look of a tint. It kind of reminds me honestly of the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion, which I've almost completely finished mine up. I really like that product on days that I don't want to wear foundation. I love this. I can see wearing this alone. I can see blending this in with foundation for a glowy base. This actually really surprised me. Wet n Wild is putting out some pretty darn amazing products. And the Tarte foundation, I love this foundation. My skin looks so good. My base looks amazing. This definitely was medium to full coverage. You could build it up to full coverage. It blended out beautifully. It added a dewiness to my skin. And these two paired together, I think look really, really nice as my base, but I cannot wait to continue using this. I actually like this foundation a lot. And like I said, I did try the other Tarte foundation. I think it was their C1. It was in a purple striped bottle. I liked that one, but I like this one even more. And again, this is the Shape Tape Cloud Coverage Foundation. And then the cream blush. This is from the brand Bloomedics, and this is Crispa Coral Tulip Tint Cream Blush. Now, I think this is a really pretty cream blush. Like I said, when I was applying it, it's definitely more natural. So if you don't like a bold blush, you're going to love this. It did layer beautifully. I was able to build it up to get a little bit more color. It is really nice under a powder blush. You could use this on its own. You could again layer it with powder blush, use this on the lips. I actually really like this product, and this color I think is perfect for summer, that really pretty bright coral. And then moving into the cheek clapper from One Size Beauty in Attention Seeker. Now, I didn't test out the cream blush, but I do have a couple of his other cheek clapper palettes, and the cream blush formula is really, really nice, but I really, really love the powder blush. I love this pink color. I think it is so beautiful. It's springy, it's summery. I like that it layered beautifully. I was able to build it up to get a little bit more opacity, and then adding that glowy blush on top, I think just sealed the deal. Just was the icing on the cake. I think it looks absolutely beautiful on the skin, and I'm really happy I got this in my Ipsy box. And the little loose pigment from Beauty Moon Cosmetics. I don't know what color this is. It doesn't say. Yeah, it doesn't say what the shade is. I think I talked about it when I unboxed Ice Cream Beauty. This is beautiful. Beauty Moon Cosmetics is an amazing indie brand. I think this is going to be something I reach for a lot. It's beautiful as my inner corner highlight. It's beautiful as a highlight on the cheeks. It is a loose product, so you can use as much or as little as you want. Love this. I really like this. I may pick up a few more of their loose pigments, but again, like I said, I can see using this one a lot. And then the little Tarte Maneater 6-pan palette. This surprised me. Kind of. I did really, really love their big Maneater palette, which to be honest with you has a lot of these exact same shades. So do I need this palette? No. Would I have bought this if it didn't come in that Tarte kit? No. However, I can see bringing this for travel in place of the large palette. I actually did bring the large Tarte Maneater palette to Hawaii a couple years ago, and if I had this, I would have just brought this because it's all the colors that I would want in the Maneater palette in a smaller version. I thought these applied beautifully. They are pigmented. They layered very nicely. They're wearing beautifully on the eyes. I will pop a wear update here on the screen for you after working out. We're actually spring cleaning today. We're going to be cleaning all of our windows inside and out, and it's 100 degrees in Arizona right now. So we'll see how all of this makeup wears. Actually, I won't put a wear test up right now. I'll do it at the very end, and I'll let you know about everything everything that I used today. But I like this palette. It performed beautifully. It is the perfect neutral travel palette with that pop of green, which I love. Oh, I forgot the brush. Oh my gosh, I forgot about the brush. Love this. This little Tarte brush is wonderful for foundation. It has a wood handle and it does have a flat bottom, and it has the brush itself is very fluffy but dense enough to really pack on the foundation. Love this. I can't wait to continue using this for foundation. Now moving on to the Maneater mascara. Like I said, the second coat for me is where the magic really happened. I think my lashes look amazing. It's dark, it's pigmented, it added volume and added length. I'm excited to continue to use this as it ages. Like I said, mascara is always better after it's been open for about a week or so and you've used it a few times. That's when you can really tell, is it a mascara that you like? So I'm excited to continue using this. I'm gonna pop this right into my everyday makeup drawer. And last but not least, the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip in Desert Rose. Again, a twist lip balm. This is so nice. Love the smell of the coconut, the quintessential Maracuja Juicy Lip smell. This feels amazing on the lips. It's very silky, very smooth, very hydrating, kind of actually feels like silk on the lips, but you get a pop of color. You actually get a wash of actual pigmented color, which I really, really like. I really like this. I'm on a lip no-buy, and the only reason I have this is because I had to choose a lip product in the kit. I'm going to put this in my purse because this is an everyday lip cream for me. Love, love, love. So that is another huge testing new makeup. 9 products. I will continue to save up the products that come in my subscription boxes. I'm always buying new makeup, so we'll be doing more testing new makeups in the future. Like I said, I'm really bummed out about losing that one, but this was really good. Everything in this testing new makeup, 10 out of 10. Love, love, love everything. I will link it down below for you. Any discounts, the lowest price, it'll all be in the description box if you want to pick up any of these products for yourself. I'll also have my favorite beauty subscription boxes. Like I said, all of the other makeup that I'm wearing today, discounts to my very favorite indie brands, and of course, come follow me on TikTok for more beauty and makeup. Thank you for watching this testing new makeup. Bye.